Coach, I'm sorry.
You know what the happiest animal on earth is? It's a goldfish. You know why?
No.
It's got a 10-second memory. Be a goldfish, Sam. Yeah?
The Fever threw a haymaker, and it was no surprise that the Aces threw one back. Becky and Asia wanted their revenge to bring it even in their home stadium. And although this was a tough game to watch, there's a lot of good things to look forward to in this series. So without further ado, let's get into it. The Indiana Fever take on the Aces in Vegas. Lexi Hall questionable for this game with a back brace, and she's gonna need it back on because she's gonna carry this team, opening up with a 3. And then answering back, Melissa Smith struggled herself, but she's going to send Tosh to the ground, take her to the hole. Tosh is going to answer back here on Chelsea Gray. Nice little mismatch for her, but back on the other end, Melissa Smith has something to prove. A tough jumper from her is able to sink that one. Austin Sims going to miss. Aaliyah Bott's going to be down an arm. No foul call here as they go the other way. The no-look pass to Asia as she runs the floor, rewarded for her effort. Kelsey Mitchell now driving and cutting in off the glass, going to get herself going early in this game. And Asia Wilson battling with Aaliyah Boston. Good defense from her. Fever holding early against Asia, who struggled like she did in the first game. Natasha Howard with the floater. She's going to sink that one. But Chelsea Gray, she's good for at least one fader early in the game. And there it is. Asia Wilson back with a great block from her on Tosh, going to the hole. Out to Jewel Lloyd. Jewel Lloyd's 3 is good. She would be hot tonight. Jack Young driving the lane. Spin, jumper. It gets the bounce. It's in. And now Sims up to AB. Nice little lob. She's going to get the row around the rim. Dana Evans gonna juke both Fever players here and get a straight run to the cup. She's gonna finish. Kelsey Mitchell trying to answer back. Pop 3. It's gonna be a long 2. Toe on the line. Jackie Young though out to Asia. Asia showing the range. She's gonna hit the 3, and Dana Evans again in. Out to the Asia at the nail. Hits the jumper. Asia getting going now. This is trouble with a lob back into AB. Spin move up. Pump fake. It's good. Doing it inside. Arrow Power's gonna get a little tip there, but Asia scoring on both ends of the floor, even for the Fever. Dana Evans run to the cup, not good, but Asia Wilson there to follow up with the putback. And again, losing her man, Dana Evans, an absolute menace. Floater to the cup. And now Shea Petty finding a nice little one in there. She's going to give a little floater of her own, looking for the foul. She's not going to get it, but Chelsea Gray weaves this beautiful pass to Melissa Smith. Tough finish from her, and oh my God, Rusty Sims found a fan rapturing in the audience. She throws to her. Lexi Hull going to get a tough bounce in there. Good opening look from her, though. And now Chelsea Gray, another good pass to Jackie Young, cutting non-stop transition offense. Jackie Young, another strong catch and shoot, gets the and one, and the Vegas Aces getting hype here. Tosh with the turnover on the other side. Melissa Smith again into Bree Turner. She finishes strong, flexing right there. Kelsey Mitchell getting hit in the face. We get hit a lot in the face tonight. Jackie Young give her the elbow on that drive there. Get the turnover, want that back. Sims over Asia Wilson from the corner. Big time plays. The Fever need these kind of plays. And then Sims hit in the face again by Melissa Smith. This is getting ridiculous now. Aaliyah Boston sending Jackie Young into the stands. Is going to finish strong. Make your presence known early. Faces up against Asia Wilson again. Tough defense. Gets the stop on her there. Jewel Lloyd losing her dribble. Tosh taking it the other way. Kelsey Mitchell going to miss. Hull going to rebound. What'd she say? She's going to call her own number. Bang, the 3 comes in. She's on fire tonight. Aaliyah Boston out to her. What do you say? Back-to-back 3s from Lexi Hull. Can't ask for much more, but Jackie Young getting a free run to the cup. But no, Lexi Hull gonna get the over, and she's gonna draw another foul here. Lexi Hull, absolute menace. 2 turnovers there. Just a tenacious defense from her. Hull threatens the 3 in the quarter, out to Kelsey Mitchell. Bang! Now she's on the board. Fever starting to close. They're within 6. Asia Wilson, though, jumper, gonna get the lucky bounce and the touch. Kelsey Mitchell trying to go the hole, gets hit in the face yet again. Leave our girl alone. Jewel Lloyd gonna drive the baseline out to Jackie Young, who's gonna hit from 3. And now end of the halftime winding down. The Aces gonna huck it up, but they're gonna end the half up by 11. Steph White getting her team going early. Lexi Hull gonna hit the three. They're coming out with fire. Fever working their way back with the steal. Full court to Kelsey Mitchell for the finish. Game getting closer, down to single digits. Asa Wilson working inside. Little stop, pop, jumper hit. In Bree January doesn't like the look of that. Bell with the off-balance jumper. It's good. And the Aces coming back online here. Lexi Hull going to get smashed by Asia Wilson. Going to draw the foul. Also gets the moving screen. Alyssa Smith again. Lexi Hull, a complete menace. And Aaliyah Bosselov wide open for the full court pass. Fever trying to work in, but Alyssa Smith now going to get the string of fouls. There's one on AB. Now for Natasha Howard. And last one, Lexi Hull going to be juked here. Whoop. And the bucket is good for the and one. Alyssa Smith having a game. Kelsey Mitchell trying to go in the hard foul as she gets sent to the floor. The sound was crushing. And now I don't know how Dana Evans makes that. I don't know. I'm bewildered. She's bewildered. The no look pass. Everybody's bewildered why Gustafson is left wide open underneath. Sims to the corner to Lexi Hull. Thank God she's here. That back brace is needed. And the frustration foul from Natasha Howard. That is the sign of grief. Knowing that you're going to go home 1-1 in this series. Ozzy Sims, beautiful cut to the basket. And the end of the third. The Ace is up by 18 in this one. Now Aaliyah Boston working in. Aussie Sims using the overcommitment by Dana Evans to score. Battling inside. Rebound from Evans. Gets stolen by Sims. Foul comes in. Becky Hammond's angry. She's going to get teed up on this one. Fever would make the free throw, but it doesn't matter because Jewel Lloyd, she's hot. And she hits the three, pulling away, never to get caught up. Lexi Hull draws another foul in this game. Believe her not getting thrown to the ground by Jackie Young. And here is Chelsea Gray hitting the and one jumper. The only thing is there was no foul. She wasn't touched. And yeah, but you know, flex, have your fun, whatever. But here we are back in. Aaliyah Boston gonna get it up top, spin, try to find Lexi Hull, but the shot clock runs out and the Fever are running out of gas. Jackie Young putting the dagger in him. And that's going to send most of the players to the bench here in a little bit, but Shea Petty's still fighting, getting the block. And now actually going to get hit in the throat by Chelsea Gray here, and it's going to go the other way. Back in Sims, rotation from her spot, gets the bounce, it's in. And that is the bench. Sid trying to console Kelsey Mitchell, trying to talk it through, prepare for next game. Asia Wilson go to the bench, Kiki coming in, Aerial Powers going to get a little chat from Stephanie White. They need her energy in this game. Sims would fight it out here, getting a few nice little buckets. Junk time, some hard fouls still coming in on her end. Even Bree Turner, normally stoic, gonna be frustrated here, just under send the ball back. And just a tough game as the Fever, and a rare smile from Becky Hammond as they go back to Cambridge 1-1. All right, let's address the elephant in the room. There's going to be a lot of people talking about how game one was a fluke and all this kind of stuff. But the real matter of fact is the Indiana Fever did what they had to do. They came in, they stole one of two games in the Aces home. They stole the very first game. Yes, would it have been great if they won two and we got two back in Cambridge to try to get one of those to close it out? Yes, obviously. However, this is also kind of the result that everyone expected to happen. So for the Fever to go in to a hostile environment in the Aces home turf, take one of these two games, really big for the series. Now, in this game, there's a lot of things to kind of look at and talk about and pull out of this game. I think number one biggest impact of this game was Melissa Smith getting online and being as efficient as she was. She had the string of like back-to-back fouls and was shooting free throws, but she was 7 of 9 tonight. And the only good thing about Melissa Smith is if you foul her, she doesn't make a lot of free throws. She shot 44% from the free throw line. So, I mean, like, that's the ray of sunshine. I think her impact, though, like, she'll have games like this. And I think she had a lot of confidence, especially into Natasha Howard. I think that Becky and the Aces were very smart to pull Asia out onto the perimeter, pull Aaliyah Boston out of the paint, and then have Tosh be the one that is guarding Melissa Smith, because Tosh just isn't as good a defender, obviously. And I think that is the thing that the Fever need to kind of figure out in their defensive scheme. Like maybe they need like a matchup, like stay home kind of state where it's like, hey, if they're going to pull Asia out, then Tosh goes out to the perimeter and AB stays at home at whoever's down low. But I mean, obviously you can't always get that look, but if you can, I just think you need your best defenders down there. But even Brianna Turner was struggling tonight on defense against some of these players, because I mean, the fact of the matter is the Aces shot really well. Like most of the people on their team, they were starters or bench players, were playing very well. Asia played really well tonight. She got back to form, started a little bit slow, picked up her shot, started to get a rhythm, was hitting threes from outside, was hitting her free throws, of course, 55%, 100% from three, 100% from free throw line. She MVP like performance, and that's what you have to expect. However, I think that Asia Wilson putting up 25 the way she did and everything else is still a winnable night in most nights, if Melissa Smith and Kirsten Bell and everyone else isn't just popping off as well. And I think that's really where the Fever defense needs to kind of figure out their scheme, because 25 points, it's hard to say that 25 points is a big deal, but it's not 30. She didn't hang 40 on you. She didn't have to carry the entire team because Melissa Smith and other people were. And I think that as I'm watching these playoff series, a big determining factor in teams winning, including the Mercury, who came back from a 20-point deficit to beat the Lynx tonight in like a full, like dumb collapse. Like I'm talking like ball still up late game, 5-second with a timeout, turnover, collapse of epic proportions. I would have been more upset if that happened to the Fever tonight than what happened to the Lynx. But besides that, the real main thing is the Mercury didn't win because Alyssa Thomas and everyone was popping off. The Mercury were winning because Whitcomb and Westbeld were popping off, and they were scoring points and they were making things happen. It wasn't because the main people that you would expect. And Satu had a great night tonight, but Ka was super streaky and wasn't that great tonight. Alyssa Thomas didn't have a super stellar night. It really was those bench players picking up, filling in the gaps, and helping them claw back into the series. And I think tonight what you really saw was the rest of the team around Asia Wilson picking up their play, having great shooting nights, and playing really well overall. And I don't think that that's going to be every night. I don't think that's necessarily going to be the same thing when they come back to Gamebridge, but it is a thing to note that like we need our bench players. We need Aerial Powers to step up. We need Shea Petty to step up. Like we need Bree Turner and those players when they come in to have an impact. And tonight, the impact they had in game one was not present tonight. And it was very evident by how this game ended and how it went from we blew them out by 16 to they blew us out by like 20 plus, right? So I think that's just mainly how things go. And part of the reason we also got blown out was because Kelsey Mitchell had a really bad night. Like we're not going to do much if Kelsey Mitchell is, she put up 13 points, but she only shot 28%. She was 1 for 6 from 3. We did get her some open looks at times. Sometimes just stuff wasn't falling. But I think that, if this is the bad game that we get from her, then so be it. We still ended with 4 players in double digits. Lexi Hall has to get a huge shout out. Was questionable for this game with a back brace. If she's out of our lineup, big blow. But she was able to play tonight, hit her first 3, hit a bunch of threes. Pretty much the only thing she hit was 3. She was 45% from 3. Everything else kind of didn't fall, but she got us 7 turnovers and offensive drawn fouls. She worked her butt off tonight, and it's a shame that unfortunately we didn't have the other pieces to pick that up and run with. And Aaliyah Boston had a pretty good night tonight, 55% shooting, had 13 rebounds for us, still had some assists, and was able to put together 10 points, but 9 shots. If you're being this efficient, we really got to change that. I think there's a problem with a lot of teams if they aren't able to feed their bigs, their go-to bigs. Lynx again echoes. Lynx struggled because they weren't feeding Fee in the second half. We struggled because we weren't giving Aaliyah Boston a lot of looks. And I know she does a lot of other things for us, but is so critical that we actually get her some more looks and allow her to actually be a scorer in this offense. Because if Kelsey Mitchell takes a dip, and even though we got the production from Lexi Hull and Odyssey Sims had another 18-point night tonight, the reality is we need Aaliyah Boston cooking. Because Natasha Howard, she gave us 3 of 6 on 50%, but she looked good early, and then it just was lots of bad turnovers from her. She had 3 on the night. 6 turnovers for Odyssey Sims is just, I think that's the other big thing tonight was turnovers were ramped up significantly and in really bad moments and spots where it's like we had a chance to come back in this game. We brought it down to single digits, and Lexi Hull was drawing all these offensive fouls, but then we wouldn't get scores off it. We'd turn over ourselves. We would get steals and immediately turn over the ball. Like too many opportunities wasted. And you can't do that against good teams. The Aces are a good team, and we wasted a lot of our opportunities tonight. And I don't expect the team to do that. I think that, there's a lot of things to harp on tonight. Penetration from our guards was lacking tonight that we had on previous nights that, until junk time when Odyssey Sims put up a bunch of points, but like in crunch, like actual crunch time, like she was struggling. I think the reality is like there are a ton of things that the Fever are going to go back into film. They're going to fix up. January, the coaching staff, they're good enough. They will make the adjustments. And I think the key thing is that our strength and power in this series is that we stole one of those games. We need to have a goldfish memory. Deal with this, feel the pain of this, forget about it, prep, take those 2 days, prepare, play in front of the best fans in the WNBA, and go win this series. Let me know down in the comments if you think the team can win it all. Do you think they can bounce back and get a win back at Gamebridge? And as always, remember, you're going to be amazing today because you are amazing. And I'll catch you next episode.
Sam, do you remember what animal has the shortest memory?
A goldfish.
That's right. That's a goldfish. Sam, what do you think we should all do once we get done being sad and or angry about this situation?
I think we should all be a goldfish.
I agree. Let's be sad now. Let's be sad together. And then we can be a gosh darn goldfish. Onward, forward.